Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Steph, and if you aren't new here, welcome back. In today's video, I am very excited because this area of my house has been so cluttered and untidy for so long. There is like mishmash of board games on the unit. The actual unit itself is a mess. There are board games that didn't fit on the unit, so they were just down next to the radiator. So many clothes. Just a bit of chaos everywhere. As you can see, there are also decorations up because it was my son's birthday. This video was recorded over a few days, and then in between that I also went on holiday. But yeah, so I could not, I am scared of heights, okay? And these chairs, I just don't feel like they're going to support my weight. So Madison is quite helpful in this instance. She did not want to do it. But, you know, the children live here too. They do have to help. She was fine being on camera. She just didn't actually want to do the chore. So anyway, that's why she's looking a little bit miserable. But she cheers up a little bit as she finds things that we've not seen in a while and things like that. So anyway, so she's passing everything down to me, and then I kind of organise into what we're keeping, what we're donating, and then she puts it all back in another organised way. There are a couple of things up there that I've been trying to get rid of for a while. Like there's a Angry Bird like speaker thing that is my husband's, that he's had since we got together and has never used in that entire time. And so I was ready to donate it. But apparently Madison and Pete had a conversation, and she was telling me he had said that she could have it. And I was like, oh, why is it whenever I try to get rid of anything out this house, somebody else commandeers it into another room? So she was like trying to convince me that she could have it, and I was kind of like, okay. Eventually I conceded, and so I was like, well, as long as it goes up into your room, I don't want to ever see it again. So anyway, so she gets to keep that. And then the things that we donate, they leave the house immediately. You'll see me bagging them up, and then sorry, I just got a message. I don't know if you guys heard that notification. Anyway, so I lost my trail of thought there. Oh yeah, I bagged them up immediately and made Madison and my husband go and put them in his car so he could take them out like to the charity shop the next day, because this was in the evening. I don't know what evening it was, but it was in the evening, and I was just like, if they get left on the floor in a bag, you know, the other children will come down and be like, oh, I want this, and just the stuff never leaves your house. It just, yeah, so it left the house and I was very happy. There was some things up here that I completely forgot that we had, or some things that I thought were at the caravan. Madison was very excited to do this, and I kind of showed her how to do the wipe. And then she does well to start with and then kind of goes hammy at it, but she did a really good job. Especially on those chairs. Those chairs scare the life out of me. Anyway, so now we're just reorganizing what we're keeping, and she's going to put it back up there, and you'll see some things getting jigged around a few times. These games here, so we go to a board game convention the last couple of years, and it's called Tabletop Scotland. I think it's like the biggest board game convention in Scotland or in the UK. And so we've gotten quite a few games from there. I need to know more people that play board games that can come and play board games with us. Like I really love hosting, and I just want people to come around to my house more to like play games with me. So if you're one of my friends and you're watching this, hit me up. Let's play games. Anyway, we have a lot of family games as well. We have a Pictionary there. I have never played Pictionary in my life, and it's something I've always wanted to do, but nobody ever wants to play it with me. It's sealed. It's never been opened. And, you know, I just decided it was time to let it go. I don't think it's going to be one of those ones that people will play. We have a lot of small, like, looser games as well. And I didn't know what to do with them. I was like, oh, I wish we had like a little basket or something for them. And then Madison's like, I know where there's a basket. And then she opens one of those cubes at the top and pulls out a basket. I was like, how did that even get in there? How did you know that was there? I didn't even know. Anyway, and it fits all the games perfectly. So that worked out really well. This is her pulling the basket out now. She's like, here's a basket. I was like, how? She's obviously been snooping for her to have known that that was in there. So anyway, I was like, well, that works out really well. So we managed to put all the smaller games in there, like Hoard the Hams and You've Been Served and things like that, which if you've never played You've Been Served, it's a really good family game. So everybody's given, I think, like 6 cards, or you just divide the cards up, and it says things like, tonight we have to go and eat, and then like restaurant of your choice, or we have to put on everybody in the family has to put on a talent show, or there was loads of activities and it's all fun. And the thing is, like, if somebody serves you with a card, unless you've got like a card that blocks it, you have to do it. So what was that? I was in the middle of doing something one day, and then Arthur like comes up to me and serves me with a card, and I think it was for like a yes day or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was really funny. The kids really enjoyed playing it, but as the older kids somehow managed to like make us spend a fortune on stuff, I think if we play it again, we're going to have to take out a few of the cards that involve spending a lot of money because we'd go broke if we played it all the time. But they keep saying, oh, can we play again? And so I'm going to need to look into that. Anyway, and then as well, like, now that these games are more organized, the kids will actually be able to play them as well. And obviously I can't reach up there, but they can, like Madison and Arthur, and I think even maybe Kai can kind of climb up and reach them. Also, if you didn't watch my last video, these like Kallax cubes, they're all kind of destroyed. I've had them for a very long time, and like, you can't wash them, and they're a bit misshapen from people stuffing too much stuff in, including me. I do it as well. And so the plan is to buy the wicker basket cubes instead, which are quite expensive. But that was my goal when I started this channel, was to make enough money to pay to have all those cubes replaced. And I can quite happily and excitedly say that we now have the money to do that. And so it just hit my bank yesterday, and so I'm very excited. We are going to go to IKEA sometime next week, I think, and kind of make a day of it, get all the cubes that we need. I might need to order them, to be honest. I actually don't know. I'm going to need to have a look. But either way, we're going to get the cubes, and we're going to declutter all those cubes and reorganize them and put them back with the wicker baskets. And I also have like these black chalkboard labels to go on them as well. So I'm very excited about all of that. So this area is going to look even better. I might even decorate, but I don't know. I quite like the decor in this room, like the orange with the flowers on the wall. That was actually all done by the person who lived in this house previously. So I mean, it is a little out of date because we've been in this house for 5 years now, but I still really like it. Like, the person who did the drawings, I think they're stencils, but either way they look really nice and I like their style. So now these are all the games that we have decided to declutter, including like jigsaws and things. Some of them we can't keep, some of them we can't donate, like that marble run. The box has fallen apart. I don't know if all the pieces are there. And then there's a couple of other games there that, you can't really donate. But the rest, a couple of them are sealed. A couple of the like jigsaws, and obviously the Pictionary. So some of those will just go in the bin, and then the rest will be donated. And yeah, that was one area done. And then I think the next part of this video, after I kind of get these out of my house, is, I kind of want to say it's after I come back from holiday, but it could be before. I'll need to have a look. I honestly can't even remember. I put this video together about a week ago, and I released the other video first because I wanted to do it in chronological order, but I was really excited for this one, and you'll kind of get to see why a little bit later on. There's quite a few like funny moments, but also just the relief that I feel now that this area of my house is clean is just, yeah, I just feel like it's so much easier to keep on top of things because, as they say, a clear house, clear mind kind of thing. And I just slowly want to do that to the rest of my house as well. So anyway, I feel like I just spoke without taking a breath. I'm currently sitting in my car doing this voiceover because I've just come back from another failed interview. And if you want to know what I'm talking about with that, just go and watch my live, because I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to bring down the tone of the video. But anyway, so I'm sitting in my car. It's roasting, but there's like a dog barking outside the car, so I can't really open a window or anything. But I'm sitting here with a tin of Pepsi and a packet of white cookies, and honestly, this is dangerous. I might just hide in my car for the next wee while rather than going down to the house. But no, I do need to go back into the house and upload this video for you guys because it is a day late. I think so obviously my usual uploading schedule is supposed to be like a Wednesday and a Sunday, but I have noticed quite often I struggle to get the video out on a Wednesday. So I think it could be, just take it with a pinch of salt. It might be a Wednesday, it might be a Thursday, but it will be midweek. So this is the before of the unit and this is the after. And I know it probably isn't that big of a transformation because the cubes are still messy, but it was still a transformation. So then what we also did, I forgot to say, is the board games that were on the floor also got put up on the shelf. And then this tumble dryer is broken. And so Kai says, like, he wanted to help with the video, by the way, Kai and Lily. It's the summer holidays. You're going to be seeing them too a lot in my videos because it's harder to keep them out of the way while I'm cleaning, and they really are happy to get involved. Anyway, so this is after I got back from holiday. I was feeling so much, like, better. That's a really, really bad grammatic phrase, whatever. Yeah, oh, there is the phone notification. Let me mute that for you guys. The other Danielle, if you're watching this, that was you messaging me. not the normal Danielle, the other Danielle. Anyway, so there's a guy who was coming to fix the tumble dryer, I think on this day or the next day, and so I thought, well, I'll just pull the tumble dryer out and clean around it and all of that because it's not being used currently, so it can get put in the corner properly. When it is being used, I tend to have it at an angle so that I don't know, it's a condenser dryer, but I just don't like it being right up against the wall. So anyway, so while I was doing that, I thought I'll just clean behind it, and that's why Kai was giving you a little tour of what it looked like. And then I cleaned the window and everything, and even the skirting boards, and then the floor. Also, guys, you should be so proud. You're actually going to see the floors get cleaned in this video. I mean, they're not 100% clean because it's just one of those flat mops, not a steam mop or anything, which I do need to do. But yeah, it gets done, and honestly they weren't as bad as I thought. I think because even though they do get messy, I do sweep a lot, and I think I did mop them not that long ago. I really should mop them like every other day at least, but I do not do that. Although now that the area is clear, I would be more inclined to do it because it's easier to keep on top of. So anyway, also one of the reasons that I am so excited for this video is because we do the sock basket. Woo! It gets done and done to completion. There is still some odd socks at the end of it, but I says, look, we'll give it a week, and if they're still odd by the end of that week, then they're going in the bin, especially because there were so many socks for everybody. But it has been a week, but we haven't really done any washing. The washing's piled up again. I've not done any washing since then. It's been a busy week. So I'll maybe give it one more week, but then that's the deadline because I'm planning on getting a lot of washing done this week. The reason I've not been doing much washing is because we've been working on our garden, and so I didn't really want to hang washing outside when the weather's nice because it would just get, covered in grass and get in the way and stuff. And then also the tumble dryer is broken, and I don't really want to use the tumble dryer when it's so sunny. And then because this area has been nice and clear, I didn't really want to put up the drying racks that I have for in the house. So a lot of reasons, but I mean, they're all stupid reasons. I should have just done the washing instead of letting it build back up. But as they say, you do one job in the house and then another job gets neglected. So that is the job that's been neglected this week. Oh, I am actually so sweating so much in this car. I didn't actually realise it was so nice today. Anyway, I'm cleaning the floor. I still have like pain in my back and side at this point and my stomach muscles, so the bending and stuff was not great, but I still managed to do it. And also I'm loving my dungarees again. I went to find, so I used to have dungarees that were like for the summer, they're really thin cotton material and they were all in different colours and things. And I must have decluttered them. And I'm so sad about that because what universe would I have done that? I'm sure it must have been accidental. I have no idea where they went. But then I was talking to my friend Megs about it because we used to work together, and I seen her wearing some, and then that's when I started to buy them myself. So I know that we both had them, and I was telling her about it, and she says, mine disappeared as well. So I think it's a glitch in the matrix and our cotton dungarees just disappeared. Anyway, so this originally, when I arranged the dining area, that was meant to sit there, but like I say, it's always at an angle because it gets used. So then now Kai and Lily are helping to tidy up again. We get these clothes all folded away, the chairs put away. They're really big on cleaning the table. They kind of fight over who wants to clean the table. So yeah, they do that, and then we will do the socks. And they had so much fun. And there was a couple times I was like, oh, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And Kai's like, no, we got to finish. He really kept the energy levels up and us motivated. And then towards the end, my husband arrives home from work and he joins in as well. So that's fun. I'm sorry, can you guys hear the dogs? I don't know what's going on. The dog's going crazy. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a little drink. So talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I feel like I'm going to get a suntan sitting here. Do you know, so obviously I went to Marrakesh. I did spend a lot of time in the shade because I just, I can't sit in the sun. I just burn. Like, my back burned really badly. Like, me and Danielle did really well at remembering to put sun cream, like, on each other's backs. But there was one day we just forgot to do my back at all. And so my back really burned, even though I was in the shade most of the time. Anyway, it was, like, one of the last days. Like, I think it was the day before we were coming home. But like, even now my back is basically white again, but it's peeling so badly. So yeah, actually this is me after Marrakesh. So you can see I don't really tan. I just go a little bit red and get covered in freckles and then go back to white again. But I think it's preferable because when I do tan, it's not like that nice golden tan that people get. I just look dirty. Like, it's just like murky brown, like, patches. It's horrible. Like, so I prefer to be white. I will rock the white skin. But yeah, Kai was taking his job very seriously at cleaning this table, as you can tell. He did all the crevices, he does under the table, he does the legs. He really wanted to keep going and do even more in depth, but I says we had to move on. And then Lily, oh yeah, she's doing the chairs. So because she didn't get to do the actual table, she got to do the chairs instead. But as you can see, they're both doing a very good job. Lily's latest thing, I don't know if I've already told you guys this, but she likes to dress herself, and every single day she'll come in with, she'll already be dressed by the time I get up because she gets up before me because her dad gets up with her, basically. I'm not really a morning person. But anyway, so her dad will get up with her and then he'll go to work and she'll come in and get me. And she'll be like, ta-da, here's my look, do my hair now. And every day she wears a dress and leggings. It's so funny. I might as well just throw away all her t-shirts at this point because if it's not a dress, she doesn't want it. She's not interested at all. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, and then she's just she's all about the look, but she's like getting a little attitude. So the other day she was in the living room and she was like leaving the room and she was carrying her Elsa teddy, and I just said to her, I was like, oh my god, Lily, you're so beautiful. And she just turned around, looked at me, paused, and then launched the teddy at me. I was like, Lily, why did you do that? So then she got in a huff and grabbed her blanket and she was away to go cry. And I was like, no, don't even think about it. You're in the wrong here. You're not getting to go in a huff. And so she started to go in a huff. And I says, look, I'll take that Elsa teddy off you if you keep going. And then so she was like, oh, fine. And then threw it at me again. I was just like, oh. Oh, she's so funny though. She was crafting earlier and she wouldn't let Pete go into the kitchen. And then I was up in the bedroom sorting some things out, and she kept coming up to get me to like help her with some sellotape stuff. And so he tried to then come up the stairs and she was like, no, you can't go upstairs either because mum's helping me. You have to just go in the living room and close your eyes. So the poor guy just had to go and sit down and close his eyes. But it was a very cute little thing she'd made. And then we've been doing a whole house video today for you guys for the next one. And obviously Kai and Lily are helping. Like I say, they're going to be in a lot of the videos over the next like month or two because they're on school holidays. But we're doing like a 10-minute challenge. And Lily's been crafting, so there's craft stuff everywhere. And Kai was like kind of giving her in trouble a little bit, saying like, oh, you've made such a big mess. You need to tidy your desk like when you're using it and stuff. And I was like, don't worry about it, Kai. Like, because he was like, oh, you need to, no, this is what he said. He said, you need to keep your desk clean. But But the thing is, I got her desk for crafting, so I don't expect it to be kept clean because I don't want her to think, oh, I can't craft because that's going to mess the desk up. So I said to her, I was like, no, it's fine, Kai. Crafting's messy. And then Lily she just took that and like went with it. And she was like, yeah, crafting is just so messy, isn't it? She was like, it's okay to make a mess when we're crafting. It was just so cute. There's a couple of bits of original audio that are going to be in this, so I need to now kind of pay attention to this video so I can keep it in, because you know how like young children's laughs are just so contagious. Well, I'm hoping that we can make you guys laugh or smile today, because my children are just adorable and their laughter is just like, it had me laughing. So anyway, this is the infamous sock pile. So what we did was we emptied all of the socks onto the floor, and then we got 6 bags and we divided the socks into whose were whose. And then also we had a 7th bag for socks that were just plain black, grey or white, because they're harder to match up. So we were leaving them till last. So what we do is we separate it all. Obviously Kai and Lily help, and well, Lily's more dancing I think than actually helping. But yeah, and we get through it so quickly. The last time that I did the sock basket by myself, it took me 4 hours. No joke, 4 hours. I think that was including some breaks, or maybe that wasn't. I don't know. It took a very, very long time, and I kept having to stop. But doing it with the kids, it was really so much quicker. I definitely need to get them more involved. Like, I've tried to do this with Madison and Arthur, the older children, and it just becomes more of a chore for me. Whereas like Lily and Kai, they got really excited about it. So maybe I can just instill good behaviours in them. I've failed the other two. I'm kidding. I do still make them do jobs, but they just don't have the same enthusiasm. Which is then, it's hard, because as somebody who doesn't get, like, I struggle with motivation myself, so it's then hard to motivate other people. Whereas like Kai and Lily, they're so young and like everything's a game and a challenge. So for them, they were the ones keeping me motivated. So it's a little bit easier. Maybe I need to get them to motivate the older children. That could work. Madison's actually away at cadet camp this week. So it's been a long week without her, especially because I was away. I feel like I've not seen her in about 2 weeks. Basically, since that video that I did, I think I've seen her briefly to help her pack her bag for cadet camp, and that was about it. Excuse me, I would go back and cut that out, but you know me, I'm not gonna. I'm too lazy. I put a post up on Facebook because the people that didn't show up for the interviews, I put a post up basically being like very disheartened that people did not show up for these interviews. And I've had like 3 messages now from people saying that they're sorry they didn't turn up. I've not read them because they've all come through as I'm doing this voiceover. So, I mean, at least they have the courtesy to apologise now. I think one person said that the interview invitation had gone into their spam. So, I mean, that's not really their fault. But, yeah, out of 9 people, 1 person turned up for the interviews. So I really was not very happy about it. But I'll click the messages afterwards and see what people are saying about why they didn't come. So yeah, after we sort all the socks into kind of whose is whose, we stop and have a little break, and Kai's like, oh yeah, because we need a cup of tea now. So we all stop and we have a little breather, and then we end up coming back and doing the rest. So I did just have to stop and put on the air conditioning for a few minutes to cool off so that I could continue to do this voiceover. Obviously, I know that watching people pair up socks is not that interesting, but you know, I wanted to share it anyway, because the last time I did this was in October, and I just took like before and after photos, and I felt like, you know, if I'm going to do something in my house, might as well record it, prove it was done, so that I can be like, yes, I did that. Just so I can look back on it myself and be like, yeah, okay, it didn't take as long as what I think it does in my head. We can do this again. Because sometimes I go back and watch videos and look at the kind of progress that we're making, because I think it is just because it's summer right now, but my house is so much tidier than it is during the winter. But right now, I don't know, is my house tidier because of the channel? Is it tidier because, you know, people in my family are helping me more? Or is it just, you know, the time of year? Because I definitely do get a lot more done this time of year when the sun is shining and you have a little bit more motivation. So I guess as the channel progresses, we will find out if that is the case or not. So yeah, we just all had a little breather and then now we're coming back. And then the plan of action here is to go through the socks one person at a time. And the kids have great fun emptying the socks out of the bag. And that's kind of the original audio that I've kept in a couple of times because they think it's hilarious. Not gonna lie, like it was funny the first like 3 bags, but by the 4th bag I was like, I'm ready to be done now, can we just do this? But obviously I didn't destroy their fun. I let them carry on doing it. I just wasn't laughing myself because by that point I was just like, yes, this isn't funny anymore, I just want to be finished. Do you know when like a child is like, mum, watch this, mum, watch this, watch this, watch this, mum, watch what I can do, and then they like hop on one foot or they like twirl around or something, like that's really mundane to us, but like for them it's like the best thing ever that they've just learned to do. And so you have to be like really enthusiastic and like, oh wow, that was amazing, like good job. I'm gonna miss those days when my kids are older, but also at the same time it's like, oh okay, my soul is tired. So I hope that made at least one person laugh or smile or giggle, because I just find that children's laughter is so contagious and it's just the best medicine, isn't it? Anyway, there is a even funnier bit coming up in a little while, but in the meantime I thought I would just continue to talk at you. It's so funny watching like when I speed it up and watching how much children move, like Lily and like even Kai, like scooting around the floor, lying down, rolling around. It's like, oh, don't you just wish you had the energy and the flexibility? So doing this with the children just absolutely made my week. You know, how can you be in a bad mood when your children are laughing like that, honestly? But yeah, I don't really have much else to really say, but I can't really keep any of the original audio in because we're very, very squeaky chipmunks because it's sped up like 10 times speed. So I'm just going to continue to ramble on. So the plan now that the socks have all been organised is we do declutter them. So you see us put them all into bags, but then we don't actually keep all of the socks. When it gets time to do the black and white socks, we only do a couple of pairs and then I'm just like, just get rid of them because they're the hardest ones to pair up, whereas everybody kind of has their own like individual sets. So obviously Lily has like princesses and Lilo and Stitch and like colourful ones and frilly ones, and then Kai's all like Marvel, and then Arthur, he just has like colour block socks, and then Madison, she has a bit of an assortment. So we all kind of have our own kind of style of socks, so then it's easy for people to see whose is whose. Whereas with the black and white socks, we all kind of have some black and some white, and it can get very hard to keep them paired. So apart from a couple that we keep, like I need a couple of like trainer socks and things, then we actually just get rid of the rest. And it's funny because Kai starts wearing them on his wrists and on his hands. He's like, oh, the ones we get rid of, we can make sock puppets, which normally I would be in favour of because, you know, I'm all about the crafts with the kids. But on this occasion, I was like, I think it would just be beneficial to get these out of the house. This is kind of the mission that I was on in this area of the house, was anything that we don't want, we need to just get out of the house so it isn't just moving around different areas. I think by this point Lily was kind of done. She did so well to have lasted this long. I mean, they both did. Like I say, I wanted to give up by this point, but yeah, they did so well. So yeah, she's a little bit ants in her pants at this point. And then I think once Pete starts helping later on, Kai's like, okay, I'm done now, and he kind of walks off and leaves us to it as well. I have a really tingly nose. You know when you feel like you're going to sneeze? I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So if I sneeze, I'm sorry, I'm not cutting it out. You'll just get a sneeze. I think saying sneeze so many times has stopped the sneeze from coming. Anyway, my husband just phoned me and he was like, "Are you okay? Where are you?" Because he doesn't know I'm in the car sitting doing a voiceover. He thought I was away doing an interview. But then he seen my post on Facebook and he was like, "Oh, are you okay? That was a while ago. Like, where are you?" I was like, "I'm actually in the car eating cookies and doing a voiceover." And he was like, "Aw, I kind of want a cookie." I was like, "Don't worry, I've got a cookie for you." So I've got spare cookies to take down with me. So Pete's friend is coming round later on as well, and we're gonna play some Pokemon cards. What did you guys think of the little, I want to say tutorial, but it was kind of just me talking about a lot of information about the game at you rather than an actual tutorial. But do you like that kind of content? I know it's not really what you are here for, but I was thinking somebody had asked me in the comments, which by the way, I'm so sorry, I've not kept up with the comments recently. I've just been finding it very difficult, but I will get back on top of doing that. Anyway, somebody had asked me in the comments what's the game that I always talk about that I play on the PlayStation. It's called Don't Starve Together. I'm going to reply to your comment anyway, but I was thinking, you know, at the end of another video I might do a little tutorial on that, or maybe I'll do a members only video where I just play my game and talk you through it and things. By this point I could not lean down anymore. Like, I thought sitting on the chair would help, but it was actually really sore in my stomach to keep leaning over. So by this point, once Pete started helping, I was like, okay, I will supervise and delegate now. And I just sat with a cup of tea. I did help a wee bit, but mostly I was just telling other people what to do at this point, which I am very good at. Anyway, so yeah, so I was thinking maybe I'll do a members only video of me playing the game because not everybody will want to watch it. And also I really suck at giving you guys members only content. Like, I really don't even know what to do for members only videos. When I'm already doing 2 videos a week, it's kind of like, what else can I do? Really? But yeah, I am going to try and go live more often. I think even if I managed to get 2 videos a week out, it would still be good to just go live and kind of chat to you guys. I like getting feedback, see what you guys want to talk about, that kind of thing. So anyway, at this point, I don't know if it's just because I was like, yeah, I'm so done with this, or if it is because I was like, it's hard to sort out the different colours. Like, it's because even though they're white and black, there's different shades of white and black, isn't there? So I was just like, bin it all, just bin it all. And my husband was like, are you sure? Really? I was like, yes, just bin it all. And then this little basket that's next to him, that's the odd socks that are still left. Now that could be because, you know, we've got a load of washing to do, or it could be, you know, they're under beds or down sofas or wherever socks hide. They could have been eaten by the washing machine. There's a book by Cecilia Ahern and it's about where like missing things go, and there's a load. So then maybe the odd socks have gone to the missing place. Anyway, we get rid of all the bags, everyone takes them to their respective rooms, and then I do a final sweep and then I mop, and then that is us done. But yeah, even the floor is clean. It wasn't until afterwards I was like, oh, we should have took the party decorations down. Do you know what? I'm trying to think, are they actually even down now? I think maybe my husband got them down. I'm going to find out. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I definitely did. Not even so much the video, but the making of it. Honestly, I know I've said it so many times now, but I don't think I can actually express how happy it makes me to have this area of my house clear, because we were often pulling the table out now to use it, rather than just the kids squeezing around it when it's only half open. And then, yeah, I think once those Calyx cubes are done, it's just gonna make my heart so happy. But I will see you guys in the next one, and I appreciate you for being here and supporting me. And yeah, love to everybody. Goodbye.